Pogba will leave it for Rashford. He strikes. Oh, it's a goal! Staying on his feet this time. On the way for Martial. Lovely touch by Fernandes. Cavani! Rashford all the way across goal. What a finish!
Welcome everyone and welcome to All in All United. Fellas, we are the Bangkok Century Cup champions.
Hey.
And let me put it like how Phil have it here, the champions of Thailand. Yeah, we thinking that is a fact.
That trophy?
How you mean? That trophy? You see that big trophy, Simeon? We win a big trophy there, boy.
That trophy come with two cooling fans. I never seen no trophy in any other part of the world come with two cooling fans. No, boy.
Yeah. So what we doing, fellas? How we doing? Before we get to the mix, let me hear all the fellas going. We're supposed to be in high spirits. I positive. I don't know why, right?
Well, we see the picture, so we know why you're in high spirits. It's nice to be on your show when we win our game, man. You know how long I come on after I win?
Pressure.
Yeah.
So fellas, this was my position before kickoff, right? If we won today, we win in the league all year. We win in everything, right? Marcel winning Ballon d'Or, all kind of thing, right? Right? But if we lost, there's just a preseason friendly all year, no big deal, right? We're here to get fit,
Yeah.
right? And for Ten Hag to work on his thing and a shameless and care, right? And as I said before, all year we is the Bangkok Century Cup champions, right? The champions of Thailand, right? And I'll be honest with you, it's a long time since Manchester United has given us so much optimism. You know, the positivity is there. And here we go argue, you know, it's a preseason game against Liverpool's what do you call that, D team or C team? You know, but my thing is when you went through what we went through, you know, as United fans last season, dog, you had to allow this in. You had to allow this. I don't care. You had to allow this, dog. Alright? But anyway, guys. So while as we kind of established the game, didn't really say much. How important are these kind of games, right? And I want to start off with the champion of Thailand plus Fred plus Martial Ballon d'Or winner. Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, when it comes to preseason games, it's all about two things, right? Just to see the rust get shaken off for the players and to see if a philosophy has been implemented, right? Now, I don't expect to see the full philosophy within this first preseason game, right? But maybe get a slight glimpse of maybe what we can expect the team to be doing over the next 2 to 3 years. So to see how the team performed today, two things were going through my mind, and the first thing that went through my mind was, you know, this how the team performed versus Crystal Palace under Ralph in the first game, right? But to be a bit more positive, right? I saw how Ten Hag was so involved with the players during training, right? That's something that the other managers weren't. The other managers were there, but they'll be walking around with their hands behind their backs and just like strutting around, right? Ten Hag was actually like giving instructions and shouting and like waving his hands and what's not, right? So I feel a bit positive. First game out to the blocks, great result versus our rivals, and you know more to come. We'll be winning the Premier League. We'll be winning X Factor. We'll be winning Love Island. We can win everything, boy.
NBA too.
NBA championship. I ain't gonna tell you the next ring coming, boy. T20, Masters, Roland Garros, everything can win, boy.
Before I go to JP, let me just get some comments because we have some people on the inside. And guys, don't forget to share the podcast because we want, I mean, as JP says, it's very rare because, you know, from last season we winning games and we could be optimistic and positive. Yeah. So let me get more people on the inside, guys. So share it and like, right? I appreciate it much. Jody on the inside, man, he's saying, blessed night, everyone. First silverware of the season. Yeah, you don't know. King on really pray on the inside. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying, I want to be the first to say the team looked different today. First and second half. 100. Yeah, yeah. Dream Chase on the inside. Good night, buddy. He's saying good performance from the youths. Look promising. Yeah. Aaron on the inside, Aaron Jones, thanks for joining, man. He's saying we win in the Premier League. Just ask Lion. And we talking about, hey, watch one little win this do now. And we talking about, fellas, keep it coming. The Vinge on the inside, buddy, thanks, man, for joining. Good night. He's saying the opening picks us it all. Yeah, man. If Ten Hag getting Marcel to run down everything and net up, man. Sign of good things to come. Best part was Ten Hag comment after the man say he pointed out mistakes before. All right, good point.
Yeah,
Good signs, fellas. Yeah, yeah. Nicholas Dreams, yeah, man, 15 plus. I was watch my looking at 25 between 25 and 50 goals this season, right?
Hey,
I tell her,
Lord.
I tell her, Marcel Shopper gonna be sickening, right? Jody saying here we winning WrestleMania, Arun on the inside, good night, buddy. Glory, Man United. You don't know. Nicky on the inside, good night, buddy. Thanks for joining. He's saying glory, Man United. What's your take on his rules for players? Personally, I loving it. Yeah, we'll get to that, man, because I think Phil had touched on, some of his training methods, so change is good. Hey, I'll leave it. All right. Anyway, Phil, I think you're muted.
Well, I was just saying we talking positive about Martial. We isn't that bad about Martial.
Yeah. Yet. Tano yet today, Phil. Tano yet. Go through JP.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't get carried away. Of course, it's preseason, but once it beat Liverpool, I'm happy for that. Like, I don't care when it's preseason is off season is B team, D team. Is Liverpool we beat 4-0. Pass the control partner, right? They have proper legs today. I don't care what nobody say who play. Because even the second half when they bring out the big guns, we still control the game more or less.
Eric Bailly, boy.
Eric Bailly. Right? I was impressed with certain players in terms of seeing the mentality on the field. It just felt different looking at the team. And you actually seeing some of the tactics coming into play already. So it wasn't just like a sweat. You actually saw some kind of organization in the team, and you saw that players were playing to a plan. So, to me, I would say I was pleased with the performance, and you could only see it getting better from here because you're seeing something in the players. I mean, even De Gea was a better goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Distribution and his control of the box and things like that. So, you're seeing that in him and all. So, players, they step up, they take a step up, and I'm glad to see that. And to me, that's the most important thing. Once the players buying in and realize that they got to make that step up, work with the manager, then I'm glad to see that.
Nice. Natty Junior on the inside. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying good night, fellas. Now tuning in. But I must say, the Minister of Defense impressed me today. Which one of the ministers it was by?
Eric Bailly. How do we Bailly talking about?
Yeah. No, but I find.
Not gonna lie, Varane played well as well.
Yeah, I find Varane was really good in the first half.
Yeah, he was good first half.
Yeah. Lion, talk to me.
Well, first of all, we winning Soca Monarch next year. I mean, it's preseason. As JP said, I don't want to get carried away, but you could see this squad has some sort of positivity in it, right? I guess Ten Hag brought some sort of togetherness in the fellas, which we lacked last season. You could see sparks of it. I don't want to get carried away, but you could see something happening there, right? Just looking forward to seeing one or two additions because, he needs to trim this squad down, and we don't want to see McTominay all the time. But I would give it a today's game. I'll give it a 7, based on the fact that second half we were a little sloppy in some of the passes, but I could give it a 7 too because it was Liverpool's stronger side the second half. And we still scored, right? So as I say, I was happy. I was pleased today in the overall performance and looking forward to the next game.
Yeah, yeah. Simeon, you wanna jump in on this one?
I mean, as far as Ten Hag is concerned, I mean, I think it's a perfect start for him. I mean, yeah, I have my expectation of this first, what I thought this game would be. Like the first game in the season, you figured you'd have, new signings, excitement coming in, but the board didn't do their part. But Ten Hag did his job. I mean, the guys looked like they're ready to go. They were engaged. They had a plan. I saw that everyone played their part. And like you look at McTominay and Fred, and you look how I thought they improved in the game. Like they kind of like were pushed to do what they were supposed to do, even though that's not what they comfortable doing. They weren't great, but you could see the plan in place. Um, I was surprised that Van de Beek was on the bench, but that's something we'll get to. But like I'm happy with for in Ten Hag's case, I'm happy with his game. Like I don't think he could do anything more. I would say that the way the game started off with the goal that the way the first goal was scored, like was so like easy. I really want to see more. You know, I want to see this team react under more pressure, so to say. Everything's nice when you get one easy goal, another easy goal, you're happy and you play it up. But it's preseason, so like I can't ask too much. But it's a good start. I mean, you want to have the preseason, you want to have the foundation, you want to have the structure, but you also want to have good vibes and good feelings, good excitement going in. So they have that, and it's a good start.
Yeah, yeah. The Venture saying here, I convinced McFred will survive World War 6 and 7.
Yeah, no, that was
but
The cockroach way.
but Simeon kind of hinted into the next point that I wanted to bring, right? And I'll start with Phil. What what different, right? Did we see, from United under Ten Hag? What was different about this team? Now I know it pretty early still for you to identify things a little clearer, but what was different about the team today under Ten Hag?
So I'll start with two things. I'll start with David De Gea, and then I'll start with the team afterwards, right? The outward players, because anytime the ball was passed back to David De Gea, under previous managers, we would see David De Gea look to hit the ball long, right? But today, it was only probably in the second half that David De Gea kind of reverted to the old David De Gea. Still playing good, but David De Gea today in the first half was just playing the ball on the ground to a player all the time, right? There was no, and there was times the Liverpool front three were pressuring him, but he still kicked it towards a
Yeah,
Fred.
composed.
Yeah, he remained composed today, right? So that's David De Gea. The outward players now, I definitely saw a bit more discipline. I saw some smart passes, not wild passes of before, very very smart passes. And the third thing I also saw was the pressing from the front three, especially Tony Martial. There were at least 3 or 4 times where Martial was on the right, and he did get a goal for as a result of pressing, right? But there are at least 3 or 4 times where Tony Martial was pressing Joe Gomez and whoever their left back was at the time before Andy Robertson came on, right? So definitely saw the pressing from those guys, and not only pressing, but there's also some communication. I saw between Luke Shaw, Sancho, and Bruno on the left. And then on the right, I saw some good communication between Dalot and Martial, and also Sancho as well, because there were times Sancho was switching in between the wings, right? So, can we take this blueprint and apply it to the team for the next 2 to 3 years? I don't know. I'm positive, but let's see.
Yeah, yeah. JP, before I come to you on this, let me just get some comments here, right? Jody saying here, watching a Terry Fennick only reminded my daughter and them today about how Man United beat Liverpool in football training. Yeah, he's a Man United supporter apparently. Fennick is a Man United
No, it's
supporter.
Spurs. It's
Oh, he's
Spurs.
That's
Spurs.
Spurs,
He used
man.
to play
Yeah.
with Spurs. He used to play with Spurs.
Yeah,
Huh?
it's Spurs. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Spurs.
He must deep down love the United. I mean, you don't know.
Love what? You don't love United.
Kevin James on the inside body, thanks for joining, man. He's saying, new to the program, question, what are your thoughts on Ronaldo in this setup if he is not sold? All right. I have that on the agenda, right? Kevin, so stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned,
Thanks for the
yeah.
comment though. Jody saying here, the difference for him was when them fellas did not put a 30-minute performance on the down tools. Yeah, that's correct. Dream Chaser saying here the hair played it on the ground because Maguire was not.
Man, I agree.
That's a good
agree.
point to
I
that.
agree to. Nah, yeah, it's a good point, but I still agree to disagree. But the man will kill off my whole essay without Maguire word, boy.
I thought it was going
Capitan.
today. So we can.
Mickey's saying he's saying yes, the discipline was there. Right? Mitchell James on the inside. Good night, buddy. Thanks for joining. It's been a while. Had to take a break from the torture last season. Love how we are looking under Ten Hag. Hopefully we can get all our signings over the line and keep the momentum going into the season. That's correct. We're looking forward to that, man. We're looking forward to it. We're hoping. All right. Dion on the inside. Good night. Thanks for joining, Dion. Great start, Marcel FC. Oh, you mean? we out and bad. Right? Seriously refreshing to see the players in a structured manner, disciplined play, by man of the match. I got disagree with that. I got disagree with that last part. Bailly was good. Bailly was good. And Marcel is the man of the match. Talk done.
That's bad. This season, you know, oh gosh.
No, if Tony Marcel come and put on a disaster class next game, I ain't coming on the show. Afterwards. Hey, Kurt on the inside, man. Good night, buddy. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying Bailly looked good in the middle as an enforcer, boy. Yeah, he really played with that kind of confidence today. Bailly played with real confidence, boy.
He's always that type of player, though.
Yeah. He's saying, I hope Ten Hag really think outside the box and try. Oh God, good. He was going good enough.
Nah. Kurt, leave that comment on, because this is something that I have been telling myself for at least a year now. I want to see Eric Bailly as a defensive midfielder.
I was saying that today.
I have been saying this for at least a year. I want to see Eric Bailly in the defensive midfielder role. Just to try it out.
He's so injury prone, man.
If it work out, it work out. If it don't, well then at least we try it. But I want to see that.
You welcome, but remember you want composure in your midfield, right? But he's a madman, boy.
No.
He's a cracking boy.
But he's our most composed at the back.
Yeah.
Yes or no? I don't know. He just strip off.
Yeah.
Man. Ain't nobody running through that midfield. Ain't nobody running through that midfield. Nah. Turn around.
Jamal Kojo on the inside. Thanks, buddy, for joining. He's saying I reach. Yes. We're glad to have you on the inside, man. Johnny saying Bailly was man of the match for the second half and Martial for the first. All right, I can accept that. I thought he was man of the match for the whole game. You know. He said, "Where was Chef on the inside today? He will be on the next show, man." Jody saying, Phil, last year when I said that about Eric Bailly, the panel laughed at me, talking about the defensive midfield.
But here's the thing, right? Because a lot of people were suggesting that Victor Lindelof go into the defensive midfield position, and I asked why. And people said Victor Lindelof has a very good pass on him, and he's a very good reader of the ball. And I said, tell me something that Victor Lindelof has that Eric Bailly does not have, right? Eric Bailly is more physical.
Yeah.
One, he's more composed. Two, the only thing that is stopping Eric Bailly from playing football is injuries. That's all.
Entries, yeah.
All right, all right. Rishi Shripat on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying Roy Keane was a kind of madman too, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear what you're
Man,
saying.
the man got a point there, you know.
Yeah, I hear what you're
The
saying,
man got a
but
point.
He's still,
I
drop
still
like-
believe it. I still believe in that defensive midfield thing for
Man got a
Eric Bailly,
point,
boy.
boy.
Like he play midfield in training, nothing games. You know.
Martinez
Anyway,
might be the day, man.
before I come to Jacob, we just get this last one from Natty, right? He's saying here, that's right, Eric is a madman. Men would think twice of running into him.
Good.
With that,
That's what I like.
Yeah.
with his unpredictability. All right. Go through JP.
Yeah, well, I think we see, as most people say, the discipline. You see a difference in that. They didn't see. We had some bad passes that were made and thing, yes, but I think it's the more sensible passing. It wasn't Bruno, especially after how we had to waste him down at the end of the last season with just trying to pick the Hollywood pass right through. I think he played smarter passes, and you saw it for the goal that Sancho scored, where it was a smart pass but a great pass in the box. It wasn't like he just somewhere in the middle of the field and just hit it while. Like he was a lot more disciplined. So you're seeing that. I know Ten Hag wouldn't have much time with them, but to me, I think that's one of the main things that I saw today: the discipline in the team and cohesion.
Yeah.
So that's
And
the change I've seen so far.
And as I talk about the passing decisions of Bruno, there was the one where he played into Sancho,
Yeah.
right? That Sancho
Yeah.
touched to Marcel, and that led to Fred's goal.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Lion, with the same question to you, right? What's the differences you see with under Ten Hag, and is there a concern for you? Because remember when Ten Hag had taken over, we get a real best 45 or 30 minutes from the team.
When
and
Ragnar
then-
came in.
Yeah,
When
Ragnick.
Ragnick, sorry.
When Ralph took
Ra-
over.
Yeah.
Ragnick. Yeah, sorry, Ragnick. When Ragnick took over, we got a real quality 30 minutes from them boy and them. And then after, like the principles that he may have been trying to instill, it fell flat. What are you confident that this situation will remain and we'll start to see more progress?
Well, it's a different situation, right? Ten Hag came in more or less to the end of the season with the last game. So he had an assessment for it was the Crystal Palace game we had last.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he could have seen who he doesn't want on his team. Even though he saw that he's still giving them a chance, right? So I think he has more time to do what he can do to the team, right? He also is settled in the team in a sense that with Ragnick, Ragnick only had 6 months. So I don't think the players took Ragnick too serious, right? Ten Hag now was here to stay, so he could chuck somebody out of the team anytime. So I think the fellas would take him more serious and more buy into his philosophy. So yeah, with that, I think it would be a positive as he is there during the preseason. You can see who he doesn't want, and if the Glazers really gives him what he needs, he could chop the squad and modify it to the way he wants. So yeah.
All right. Same for you, Simeon. What was the difference with Ten Hag's United?
I mean, it's similar to Ragnick. You saw the increase in focus. Like you could see, having a coach on the sideline that's actually coaching, pointing stuff out. Like you see, at the beginning of the game, you saw no one was getting the ball. Like Fred and McTominay wasn't coming to get the ball from the back four. You saw more coaching going. I felt like you could see evolution during the game. Adjustments during the game. I felt like you could see attempts at passing passing patterns. Like you could see what they were trying to do. I mean, I think the whole thing is just having that game plan in and that person that has you know authority on the sideline to make sure everyone does it. And Ten Hag, not Ten, I mean Ragnick, for half an hour he had that, but after a while everyone figured, well, this guy ain't going to be here, and. But I think with Ten Hag, his only issue might be like he had Fred and Yapaktamne who did they were there today, but like, does he have another option besides those two? I think that's the big issue for him. It's going to be if someone falls off, in the first 3-4 games, does he have options going forward to change it up? And a lot of spots he doesn't have many options. But I mean, everything looked good today. I mean, you can see the attempt and the structure and the coaching going in. But the question is, can we maintain this? Do we have the players that will improve game after game? I mean, because the season's coming up pretty soon, so he needs to have that. He gets a good look today, but he needs to have that more options on the table for the next few games.
Yeah, yeah. I hard agree with that because there were a lot of things you could have seen, and fellas, earlier remember we used to talk a lot about patterns and when something rehearsed, you just see it executed on the pitch, and I mean, you never really used to see it with the other managers that we had. And I mean, in this short space of time, you're actually seeing certain patterns being attempted on the field, right?
That cross from Bruno.
Yes,
So that's in
yes.
training, but
In training, yes,
the
yes,
person that crossed it
exactly.
was Sancho.
Sancho,
It was the
yeah.
same play.
There's when Darrow
Yeah.
hit the post, right?
No,
No, not that one. The one
that's for the
for
goal.
Sancho goal.
Sancho goal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sancho crossed that ball in training the same way, but this time
Yeah.
it was Bruno. Was the same pattern of
Oh.
play. Yeah.
Yeah, because it had a lot of clips from the opening training session that they had yesterday, right? And we were seeing a lot of what they were going through in terms of I think the 6v8 attack versus defense, where he was shouting at certain players for certain decisions. He was kind of behind them for the decisions and certain patterns that we were seeing that they were attempted to. Everything didn't come off perfect, and in a game situation, everything wouldn't come off ideal, but you're seeing the intent, right? And I mean, I think that was important because we're seeing where the fellas actually being coached and they're trying to implement, and I think that's important. That's really important, and it could only get better in my opinion with more time on the training field with the guys, and we still have some more games to practice it in
And more
before the season
technical
start.
players.
Yeah, and more technical players to come back
Yeah.
in. And on that Lion, right now we saw the pressing and the tempo was evident today, right? Especially in the first half, because I thought in the second half the team kind of dropped back, and understandably so, right? But in the first half, we saw a real tempo, especially from the front four, right? And they were pressing, and they were trying to close down spaces. We saw the Liverpool defenders get the ball nicked off them a couple of times. We saw runs in behind. The front four earlier worked tirelessly, right? Now, I know there's a controversial thing, because I know we
Oh,
have
gosh.
some, and I want to go back to the question that this guy had asked. So I just want to put it on the screen because I did tell him I'd come back to it. Right. So Kevin James had asked, what are your thoughts on Ronaldo in this setup if he is not sold?
I just hope he is sold. That's my opinion. I think the unity that this team is developing, I don't think Ronaldo should be part of that. He should go somewhere else because the team should move forward from him, right? Ronaldo would come in there with a sort of ego. Yes, he wants to win, but I don't think that's for everybody, right? For him to fit in that team, we may have to play different, like a different formation. because Martial more plays like a 9, right? Ronaldo, to me, I don't think he would do what Martial does. He would run into the spaces, yes, but they hold up play. Ronaldo wouldn't do that. Ronaldo would flick the ball off, stuff like that. It could work, but I think Martial would be better suited for what we trying to do.
I think, um, yeah, Lion does have a good point. I think that our creative sparks in our team have a bit of tunnel vision when Ronaldo is on the field, right? I think when Ronaldo is not on the field, the team plays a bit more unified, plays with a bit more of chemistry. I think the likes of Sancho, Rashford, and Martial can express themselves more instead of being pressured to pass the ball to Ronaldo, right? So I'm at the state where if Ronaldo is sold, then all the best to him. If he's not sold, then I would like to see him come off of the bench in Premier League games, and he can start in FA Cup and League Cup games, right? That's just me, but I still will go back to my original point. The front four and the midfielders will be a bit more expressive. There will be no more like tunnel vision, right? There were times last season where when Bruno got the ball, he was only looking for one person. That was CR, right? I think when Bruno gets the ball now, even Donny Van de Beek, if he does get a chance to play, he has a chance to pass to Martial, Rashford, and Sancho, and those three can express themselves. So that's just my take.
I could build on that a little bit. I could look at it both ways, right? Because I'm a big Ronaldo fan, and I could rest easy if he has to leave the club. Um, but see, now we spoke about Ten Hag doing more coaching and the side actually being coached. I'm wondering if, based on what Phil was saying, if the team is actually being coached better, then they wouldn't have to just look to Ronaldo. Like if the team, if he could coach it into them, yes, Ronaldo is a focal point because let's be real, if Ronaldo said the club, he's not coming off the bench and he's not playing FA Cup games alone. He will be starting most Premier League games. And I think that will affect Martial even more if we get him back the Martial that we know. I think that will affect him because you saw it with Lukaku, you saw it with Cavani. Anytime we sign a proper number 9, Martial, like mentally, he can't deal with that, and his form is just go out the window. So I look at it both ways. If he stays, I'm hoping that Ten Hag, with his tactical abilities, could actually coach the team better to include him in it and not play for him. If he leaves, then I think it would suit Martial, and especially looking at what Ten Hag did with Tadic, you could see Martial being that type of player for us.
Yeah, yeah. Simeon?
I mean, Martial has been with the club how long? I mean, I think the familiarity he has with Rashford and most of the team is just, above all. I mean, Ronaldo, issue to Ronaldo is just going to be, is he going to press like how Martial pressed today? Is he going to take Ten Hag, he's going to put on a good show, but is he really going to, sprint every time? Martial, probably has more to, I don't say lose, but he has to prove more than Ronaldo has to prove. I would like to see Ronaldo. No, actually, no. I don't want to see Ronaldo stay. I mean, I think this team, you know, needs to evolve and get a new start. Ronaldo is a great striker, but like it takes too much for this team to accommodate him. I think he's at a different stage than most of our players are. That it's hard to say. Ronaldo wants to win now, and he has these demands to win. And half our team, I don't know where their heads are. This whole Maguire thing and all this whole Maguire, like in some comment about Ronaldo not being happy about being paid for the European Cup wage. Like it's too much friction in the team, and even though I rather Maguire go, I rather have the team a better start to the season than Ronaldo stay. So it's just too much going on with Ronaldo, and I think he's a better team for this season. So
I think as bad as it might sound, I think the Ronaldo ambitions might be too high for where the club is right now. And that could be something that cause problems because the reality is we not at a stage where we're looking at winning trophies. We would love to do it, but the reality is we're not at that stage. We're at the stage of building to get back into top four to then start to think about winning trophies. That trophy will be a bonus this season. And Ronaldo's ambition is he
To
needs to
win
win
trophies.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to read a couple quotes here from well, this is a journalist from the UK, right? And he was talking. He was making some tactical notes on the game, right? So I just highlighting certain parts here. He said Bruno looks a totally different and better player with a number 9 like Martial. Rashford and Sancho working the channels well. De Gea starting on the edge of his box. He also said the Man United players definitely empowered to do more on the ball than we're used to seeing past few years, relying on multiple touches to get the best pass off. A better technical shape, not giving Liverpool chances to pass from back to front. He said Anthony Martial obviously isn't a better striker than Ronaldo, but he's a better number 9 for this formation and the fellow Man United forwards. It's about the
yeah,
team, not individuals. But
Yeah.
individuals are given a license to play and link. A nice blend of Ten Hag's tactics.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I don't think any of us on the panel or anybody in the comments hating on Ronaldo. We just want the
No.
best. We just want the best for Man United, right? And I see it as I kind of see it as a win-win. If Ronaldo leaves, we kind of get the Man United to be a bit more fluid at the front, and Ronaldo can go to a team that's in the Champions League and score as many goals as he wants. So he gets his wish, we get our wish, and it's a win-win for both parties, right? I told guys a couple of days ago that I would give Ajax, Ronaldo, and about 40 mil for Anthony.
Apparently, nobody really wants that
It's
Yeah.
so true.
position.
Cause no, because George Mendes offered him to Chelsea. Tuchel said no. George Mendes offered him to PSG. PSG came up with
And
some bogus excuse. Oh, he's not part of our plans. Really? You have Lionel Messi
Man,
there already. You don't want that clash,
Yeah. There are
right?
too much
Lions.
egos in that team.
yeah.
Bayern,
President
Bayern,
President Mbappe.
Bayern get rid of a younger version of him called Robert Lewandowski. They're not going to buy
Yeah,
the
exactly.
older
Not going to
version,
buy him.
right? So
No.
he can also go to Ajax, score 1,000 goals the Eredivisie, play with Ajax in the Champions League, and you get your wish.
Yeah.
Let me just get some comments here, and I mean, I guess we'll hear what the comment section had to say about the question, right? 'Cause I know it's a sensitive topic. I know. You know. Kurt saying here, not sure if I said it before, if said before the panel, but the youths say thing today, man. Yeah, Savage look good, Iqbal look good. There,
Yeah,
correct.
Iqbal is
look
up
really
there.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
look really
Iqbal
good.
is up there.
Sorry, others couldn't be on tour like Alvaro Fernandez, Hugo, and Charlie McNeil. Yeah, but I think these guys got left back because they were securing loan deals, and that's what
Yeah. Yeah. Especially Fernandez. I don't know about the others.
Yeah. Jody's saying here, it's World Cup year, so them fellas going to push it to the max, and that could also work in our benefit and our favor too.
Yeah.
You know. Jamal saying here, everybody talking about the outfield players, big up David for the distribution and high position and sweeping. Looked
Yeah,
very
that that
comfortable
that
and
that,
assured.
that I mentioned earlier in the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Jody saying here, Savage look good. Savage had a good game as well. That's correct.
Yeah,
Savage
yeah,
played with real
He's
maturity today, boy. Wait.
Yeah.
Father started big him up. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Chef on the inside, man. Chef saying Marcel actually forget to score, man. You also saying here, all I want is Eric to get a proper chance. Yeah, I think we all do. And
Yeah.
Eric had a start by staying fit.
fit.
You gotta stay fit. All right. Jamal saying Ronaldo does have a winning mentality, but his ego is toxic. Hey Gregory on the inside man, thanks for joining me. Saying catering to Ronaldo would limit the fluidity. Yeah,
Facts
yeah.
all the time.
Wait, is all that this fate in Marcel all of a sudden I weak?
I mean, only one striker in the whole club, man. Only one striker.
No, but you all let's go in on this a little more, right? Because we know as much as Anthony Marcel is my boy and I go champion him, we know his limitations, right? If Ronaldo not here, and this is my opinion, and Nico was sharing the same sentiments earlier today, we cannot, I've been honest with you, we cannot rely on Anthony Martial for how much games is normally having a season when you consider the cups and the Europe, about 60 something games,
67 or
About
68.
60, yeah.
right? We cannot rely, and this, I mean, I guess this goes for Rashford and Sancho as well. We cannot rely on those fellas, right? So we definitely need efficient and adequate options. 'Cause I don't want to say backup, but options. And I don't think Ahmad or Palestri, I see those fellas as good backups. But when I say options, I mean fellas who could actually really compete with these guys for a starting spot. You know?
I think that's why Ten Hag looking to build a midfield to accommodate a false nine formation. Because I know he would know the history of Martial and the history of his injuries and stuff like that. So,
But in order to get a good false nine line, we gotta have a disciplined midfield. You know, I me personally, I don't think Scott and Fred are that disciplined, right?
No.
This is why you could see, okay, while we linked with these players, the players that we heavily linked with, this is why you're trying to build that type of midfield, like with Christian Eriksen, De Jong, and stuff like that. So this is why you're trying to build that midfield so we could
here tune, because if the De Jong deal don't go over the line, I mean we are going to get him hopefully, right? But if it doesn't happen, right, I know we also link with Tielemans and Ruben Neves, and they're two disciplined midfielders I've been following for the last couple of years in the Prem. So I would definitely love to see them at United for sure.
Even Martinez too. Martinez could slot in the middle as a DM also.
Yeah, he could play as a DM, a centre back,
I feel he coming in to primarily play where?
He could be a utility player. He will be that guy to maybe play as a centre back sometimes.
But you're not gonna pay 50+ million to play him on the bench, right? So he had to have a starting position. So whether you decide he playing centre back, but where I think he will primarily,
but he will add depth, because let's be real. If we don't get rid of Eric Bailly, and Maguire has proven recently that he can't stay fit, and Varane isn't fit, then the only other options are who? Phil Jones, Lindelof, Tuanzebe. So he will add depth to that centre back position as well too.
I think Tuanzebe going to
more depth.
Tuanzebe leaving as well.
Yeah, because from the report I saw today, when they were leaving to go to Melbourne, I think.
Yeah.
He went back to the hotel. So I think he probably securing a move away.
Also, he didn't go with him to Australia.
I don't think so. From what I saw earlier, I don't know if there was an update after, but it looks like he may not be.
Man, the only thing, the last good, the only thing Tuanzebe, all I thinking is PSG when he shut down Neymar.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
And Mbappe, boy.
Yeah. I thought that was his step up there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you know, because I was really wondering why it is Tuanzebe didn't see minutes today. You know, because he played with Tellez.
Tellez play centre back today, right?
Yeah. So it could be true what you're saying there in a Lion. You know, let me just get some of the comments here. Gregory said not getting carried away. Yeah. We established that. But we still being shameless to be taking that we winning everything, Gregory. All right. Good saying here, Palestri is a mover, boy. It reminds me of Jillings, constantly moving. Yeah, but I think he need our next loan buy.
But
Yeah,
plus
they
you're a
got
bit
our
more
loan, yeah.
plus you're a bit more skillful than Jailings, just like
Yeah.
So
He's one
For
for the
sure.
future. He more for the future. I think we should try and get him like get him alone in the Prem.
In
See
the
how he'll
Premiership
play
or
there.
even the
Yeah.
Championship.
Even
Yeah.
championship, yeah.
Yeah. Joey's saying here, Ten Hag is sucking up to anyone. If he feels to bench CR, he will. All right.
That's why we should sell him.
Yeah. Jamal saying, I sympathize with Martial. Having your number position stripped from you on 3 occasions after working your way up to something striker. I think the main striker is a body blow. The quality is there, but also the pressure is real. Free Tony. Yeah, we could be friends, buddy. Yeah.
man, end this program, man.
Chef saying here, if you're building for the future, it doesn't make sense keeping Ronaldo. He leaving probably is a win-win for both parties.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I guess everybody kind of coming to the the consensus that is better he move on. But I have a question on that, guys, right? Because Ten Hag's press conference yesterday, I don't know how much of you all saw it, right? And obviously the British media got asked about Ronaldo, right? They were just waiting. And his response was that Ronaldo is not for sale. But line, I don't know. I wasn't convinced by Ten Hag saying Ronaldo staying.
No, well, as a thing with coaches, they wouldn't come out and say this player for sale, even if they're for sale. They could be negotiating and still say not for sale. Right? So just to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, not for sale could be a indirect tactic of saying to whoever bidding for Ronaldo, make sure you're bringing a really good bid, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Caveman on the inside, man. Thanks for joining, buddy. He said without
Caveman back,
Ronaldo.
boy.
Yeah. He said without Ronaldo, it's giving 1920 season again. 3 dynamic forwards in Rashford, Martial, and eventually Greenwood. Right? This season, it's Rashford, Martial, Sancho. Yeah, and we saw, earlier I mean, I don't want to it's the first game, yes, I understand that, but we were seeing so much interchange in place. You saw Rashford in the middle, Sancho on the left, Martial on the right. Then you saw, Martial on the left, Sancho in the middle, Rashford on the right. It's so fluid. It was good to see, but I guess, I mean, we'll see how it goes over time. He also saying here, long time in, yeah, man, we'll be glad to have you on the inside
long
today,
time,
man.
boy.
Yeah. Kurt saying, imagine Marcel played on the right and was smiling. Yeah.
He play on the right?
Yeah, well, he makes some runs. Some of the runs was diagonal on the right now. You're not going to miss them thing live. You're not going to miss them thing though.
Well, you open your eye big and watch the game or the whole game to see
Yeah,
match.
you mean? And I watched the first half twice. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Massey watched the first half twice.
Yeah. Chef saying here, there are no, and therein lies the problem. We cannot rely on men in their early 20s to carry the scoring load. It's either we have a scoring midfield or going after a 10. All right.
I
But you don't think?
can slightly agree and disagree because Manchester City now signed a boy but then they're Erling Haaland boy. So I know he's what 21.
Yeah, he's 21.
He scored goal for fans in Europe when he was at Dortmund, right? So
Yeah, true that. Anderson on the inside, buddy, thanks for joining, man. He's saying, I think Martinez will be a centre back or DM. But I think the question is primarily where he'll play. All right. Chef also saying it have depth and proper depth, eh? Yeah. One set of centre back who unreliable.
Yeah.
I think that we were getting
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said men could really make excuse for this man. Chef, stop hating now, boy. Stop hating, buddy. Stop hating. Right? You come and say one thing good and then I set a negativity about Marcel. I'm to you, boy. Anderson said, yeah, George Mena shipping CR around to any and everybody in the Champions League. Yeah, boy. Ronaldo ain't looking good right now at all. He ain't looking good at all right now because everybody just rejecting him.
You want him? You want him?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, no. I don't want him.
He'll be
Not
here.
him.
Stay right here.
Jody saying, how you mean? Watch me, I take a real heavy. Jody, I take a real heavy. Them fellas hit me for 6, for 9, for 12, all kind of thing. I take real licks, boy.
I wonder if we lost the game today, like say 2-1 or something, and Martial score. I wonder how the show would have looked like. Huh?
As
We
I
would
said
have still
before, right?
vaguely.
As I said before, right? It's a practice match. That I mean nothing.
But Martial score, be
Or
happy.
Martial score. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They were just saying here PSG reject Ronaldo. Yeah, line was telling me that could have been Messi and CR together. How PSG are what that? Like egos, dog, and money.
That's not ego,
Yeah,
boy.
yeah.
Could saying Phil, how your boy Donny look today? Yeah, let me get into Donny now, because Donny annoyed me today. What let's talk about Donny today?
Man, Donny still got to shake off some rust as well too, right? Because I think how Donny has been deployed even before Ten Hag was hired, right, is that Donny would get put into a team where players are not as smart as him, who have a very high IQ, right? So Donny today was deployed in a midfield with Iqbal and Savage, and those guys played well, but they don't have the same IQ as Donny. One and two, Iqbal and Savage played deeper than Donny. Donny was playing a more advanced role.
False
Like
nine. Yeah, he was playing
yeah,
kind of false nine.
how Bruno was playing the role in the first half, right? So Donny didn't see much of the ball. Iqbal and Savage saw more of the ball today. So that's why you saw the likes of even Elanga dropping back for the ball, Amaya dropping back for the ball, right? But I want to see Donny deployed in a team where players have the same IQ as him as well too, right? So I get that Reem excuse to say it's only the first game, it's only preseason. That's what I
And
can say.
he played with the weaker bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simeon, what are your thoughts on Donny today?
I mean, it's hard to, like you said, it's hard to really look at Donny's performance and like be like, even when he had a good game, it doesn't really stand out. Like he's not a player that perhaps that grabs the ball and dribbles fast. His game is so simple and but today it just looked like he wasn't in the right spot for you. I mean, I think he played further ahead than he was supposed to play. He didn't look do anything special. He was just there. I mean, he didn't really, do anything to really stand out. And it's disappointing, but it's time it's Donny. Like you cannot, he has to be in the right spot with the right players to really shine. He's not the kind of player that really, I think, really stands out. I won't call him a system player, but he has to have the right system in place to really look good. He moves the ball well, but if you playing, up there in number 9 and you don't have the ball coming to you regularly and recycle back to you, you're not going to look good at all. So it's early. Hopefully we could see Donny playing where he played on a Ten Hag before and see how he looks then. But not saying outstanding from Donny.
I really do think Donny is a player to take initiative. That kind of leader.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't even look
I don't see.
like he has that type of
Yeah,
confidence anyway.
Yeah.
yeah. Because I mean, I saw him give a ball to Ilanga in a tight situation and then move away, and I was like, "What you doing?" you know.
Don't he had to play
Um,
small goal yet?
JP, what was your thoughts on Donny today?
I feel he better deeper. I think he's like one of those players just to keep the ball moving. He not to play fluid up. So maybe today was more about getting minutes under his belt, and because remember he was more injured to the end of the season. So maybe
Yeah.
it was more about getting minutes, and he wanted to play the youths as well. So he let them play deeper, that deeper position. But I am hoping that going forward, if we're using Donny, it will be in a deeper position because I see him as that player. He's intelligent, so he could control the pace of the game. Give him the ball, he will know when to make the quick pass, when to slow down the play. Like he's that type of player. I don't see him as playing. I don't even see him as Bruno replacement. I want to see him play deeper in the midfield.
Yeah, because even for I mean the couple games that he really stood out for Everton, he played deep, you know.
The deeper, yeah, it was a deeper
Yeah,
role.
yeah. Um, Riyad on the inside is saying AM9 Marcel trying to increase his price. Now knowing how much negativity I just get from you with Marcel, Riyad, I'm taking this as a
That
compliment. There's a compliment from Riyad and all here.
yeah, that's a compliment.
There's a compliment in all here. Kale saying here, Van de Beek is good at short passes, link up and pass and move system. The second
Correct.
half team wasn't
Yes.
conducive to his skill
Correct.
set. Still early in my opinion. Interesting to see how he develops if he can break into the squad with the better players. Yeah, I agree with
Correct,
this. I
yeah.
agree with this.
Correct.
So fellas, the last point we want to touch on here is Esteban Marquez. Thanks for joining, buddy. He said,
I
"Is
go to
Maguire
say,
and
I go to say
and
something quick about Danny. Yeah, but
yeah, he said, is Maguire an automatic starter next season?" And I want to
Unfortunately,
yeah,
He will
because
be.
Eric Ten Hag also said in his press conference that Maguire would remain captain. Now,
Yeah.
do you all think that the decision to maintain Maguire as captain had anything to do with Ronaldo's, actions, and it kind of changed the captain's plan for Ten Hag, or it was always going to be Maguire, or Ten Hag never really had plans for Ronaldo to be a mainstay in the team, so it didn't matter? What you all think?
I think it's more you're a new manager to a new team, and I guess the sensible thing to do was whoever was the captain, the team, whoever was the captain of the team the season before, just name them as the captain instead of trying to find another 3 or 4 players who could possibly be that leader, right? Because that's even more headache for Ten Hag, right? So he just said, you know what, Maguire was the captain last season, just making the captain again, right? No, after one season, if he sees a drop in leadership from Maguire and also other senior players step up to the plate, then he'll have to ask himself a question come next year's summer. Let's say, for example, Bruno or David De Gea, step up to be that leader, speaking well in interviews and, cheering on the team and encouraging them and what's not, right? Then he'll have to ask himself another question come next summer. But I guess the safest thing to do right now is to leave Maguire as captain. I'm not surprised, but I was disappointed.
Yeah, Lion?
what if he just saying, okay, he stays as captain and it's just for preseason? You never know. You never know. But
I will like him even more as the manager if he do that.
yeah. Well, I honestly don't think he wants to disrupt things right now.
Yeah.
He just
I
wants to leave
mean,
it as it is.
look at last season. Where we have last season. Remember how we felt last season, at the end of the season, how we felt?
But you do
How
always
you gonna look at that and say, you know what, I'm gonna leave that in place and
yeah,
start
but
my new team.
the whole team was toxic, right? And
How?
it wasn't because of Maguire.
We were trying to replace the whole team. Remember, go back a few months ago. We tried to replace the whole team.
Yeah.
We tried to get rid of the whole team, and now we like, okay, now we okay with Maguire being captain. Oh, okay, all right.
Nobody okay with Maguire being captain.
I don't think we're
okay with it.
okay. I'm
Nobody
okay
okay
with
with it.
Ten Hag. I'm okay with Ten Hag's decision to leave Maguire as
Yeah.
captain because he has
I'm okay with that.
Ten Hag has so many other tasks and priorities going on as new manager. And making a priority to name a captain isn't up there, right? That's such a very low task, right?
You know what's so funny? He could be captain and he doesn't have to start.
That is the thing. How you gonna play a high line with Maguire? Everyone, it looks so good to play a high line. How you gonna put Maguire up there?
Let me make you feel
play a
better.
high
Right?
line with Maguire if you
Let
could
me
do
let me
it.
let me make you feel better. Whenever I start a new season on FIFA, and the board does tell me that Maguire is the captain, I just remove him as captain and put somebody else. That's what I just do.
Yeah, but Maguire being slow for Highline, too slow as I met because Blinn is slow too. Even though Blinn is a better reader of the game, right? Maguire could still develop his game, and he's actually a okay passer of the ball, right? But as I said, not because he's captain, it means he has to start. He could leave him as captain and bench him and start Bruno. He just probably doesn't want to mess with the whole dynamic of the team.
But like,
I'm not gonna lie. I want to see Lions way, but you know when you just mention certain words, your mind just trigger to something negative. When somebody mention Maguire, that's how my mind just go, buddy.
No man, hate Maguire.
I can't think of nothing positive that is from Maguire. I can't.
it's not even his play, like his leadership in the game. Like you don't see Maguire like doing anything in these games. Like how long has he been captain and what has he won? Like Ten Hag said, Maguire has all these accomplishments. Like what accomplishment? What did Maguire win?
What success is he talking about?
He was successful in relegating sides, all right? Yeah. But you could clearly see last season Maguire was lacking real confidence. I mean, even just to take down the ball on his chest. When he had moments to do that, he used to head it out.
Yeah.
So he didn't have confidence at all.
I think Ten Hag trying to learn from the mistakes of like Ole, because Ole brought in a new player as captain, and Ten Hag not like properly knowing the personalities in his squad. He would know them from external.
Correct.
So as much as we wouldn't agree with it and would have loved to see Maguire sold to Barca, if that rumor was true, it's like I didn't even understand what was the board problem and not selling him. If that was true, like we'd all love to see him go, but I think the right decision in this instance now is to stick with it, because you don't want to further disrupt the dressing room. You don't know if that simple decision that could upset some of the English players, because they had the clique and some of them might be supporting him. You don't know what happened in the dressing room.
What they win? What that click win? That they ain't win nothing.
Yeah.
What you worry about disrupting them?
Simeon, like I do like Maguire as much as you are probably more. Eh? Trust me, because Rim, you know that every game when we talking team sheet, once Maguire there, I see first thing I talk about, right?
I don't think nobody likes Maguire.
But I think it's the sensible decision for now.
Yeah, for now, yeah.
Yeah. Let me just get some comments here. Where am I? Okay, so Caveman saying here, I think Ten Hag didn't want to come in and further disrupt the dynamic regarding captaincy, and I think the guys were saying that as well. Right? Ten Hag also said something along the line of now getting to know the players. I guess there's the caveat. It can change in the future. Yeah, for sure. All right. Kevin James saying here, De Gea to me is the best suited guy to be captain. But then again, right, De Gea was on the field and Ten Hag gave Bruno the ban, so that should tell you something, right?
It's only preseason.
Well, okay.
Gea don't talk.
Jody saying here, remember fellas, everyone getting a fresh start over, so you'll never know if Maguire will come good.
Boy. Send some of that positivity to Toronto. I just can't get.
Red saying here, who are the options? Red saying here, who are the options? Who are the options? Petulant, Ronaldo, complaining Bruno, De Gea. The team handle leaders, and that's a fact, right? Yeah. He also saying here Barca would have to sell seats out of the stadium to get money. They don't care pay the young, but they're buying all kind of players, right?
The man, nobody Rafinha just like.
Yeah. But them buying all them players.
I have no idea what kind of black magic Barcelona doing now.
Because they're going for Lewandowski next.
And Bayern won how much? And how much Bayern won? 50 something million. They pay 70 million for Rafinha.
Rafinha,
Yeah.
no sign Dembele on a new deal. I'm sure
Yeah,
he
but
gets some money for that.
it's a 40% wage cut. I think he had to take.
But them
Yeah, that's
it don't
it.
matter. It don't matter because them men own Gerard Piqué. Them men owe Gerard Piqué's salary, and they owe De Jong 17 million in backup wages. Because De Jong took a pay cut during the pandemic.
And then
Yeah.
there's still one Marcus Alonso, Aspilicueta.
Yeah.
How them
Yeah,
making
I don't know. I don't know what kind of
But
black magic them fellas getting on with.
if Barcelona is still a functioning club by 2024, I will be surprised.
That's what the Bayern president said,
Yeah,
right?
that's what he
May
said
not be
there.
a club in
He
the
said
next
that.
2 years.
The one
Yeah.
question you got to ask is what Barcelona do with the Neymar money?
Huh.
They give Messi it.
Yeah,
Riyadh saying here, how you feel about Maguire is how I feel about Marcel. I know you probably feel you're sick in your stomach today when Marcel
Wait,
scored.
what?
Boy. He must feel sick in his
Nah.
stomach with that performance
that's too
from
much.
Marcel today, boy,
Nah.
Riyadh. Boy, oh God, I'm sure you didn't watch that first half. You couldn't handle that first half. I know you couldn't handle that
Taking
first
it
half,
to the
Riyadh.
next level, then.
Nah, but
Jody saying here, fellas, I out there burn out from football training with Lexi. Hey, Lexi doing real good, but I see she run down them
Going out
fellas on
from
them like
watching
a
training.
like she on power them fellas on them. Yeah, so let she keep it up,
We
man.
going out from watching the training. That's
You're showing your age, boy, Jody. That's all I can say.
Yeah, boy. Anderson saying here, people saying they upset that Maguire is captain, but if he is not playing, if he's not playing well, do you think he will be on the field?
no.
no. Nah.
History tell you. I mean, the history tell about Maguire till he'll play. He'll play until his leg fall off, right?
Nah.
Yeah, but
That's
That was under different managers.
That's
Yeah,
that's
different
different match.
managers.
Anderson also saying here, there's an article on ESPN from Sid Lowe that explains Barca's problems and what they are trying to do. Yeah, I guess we might have to take a check on that and see what's really going on, because Barca doing some kind of thing there. I feel we need Laporte as we president in Man U, yes. Kishore Basdeo, I think there's Devendra, he coming from the YouTube side. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? He's saying here the only thing to disrupt from last season is the training winning team picked posts. Let's be real though, Glazers must have a say in that. Can't take captaincy from English Puyol before World Cup. Hey,
Man, talk about
alright.
English Puyol, boy. And
Blazers are Americans. If you are studying Maguire,
Yeah, that man came
in the English
don't
team,
get me wrong. Like the likes of Puyol and Sergio Ramos were not the fastest as centre backs, right? But they were great leaders and great readers of the game, right? I don't see any of those. I don't see any of those attributes in Maguire. So
no.
Anderson saying here it is complicated, but Barca is selling their future for now.
I read somewhere that Barcelona have sold 25% of their TV rights or something like that, and they raised like 700 million.
I think they're going to sell some more. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's some sort of rights that they also sold to the La Liga governing body for the next 25 years as well too. So
Them are some real good accountants, boy. Hey.
Think they're trying to pull out Spain and go independent still.
And play by themselves?
Catalonia thing. So they're just having a last hurrah. Then we just buy everybody and then we pull out.
And they're right about to be training and waiting for preseason. So fellas, we have come to the end of the show. It was a good show again, fellas. It was a real good show. Yeah. And as we had said earlier, it's really good to come and talk when you're back to winning ways. No, and I mean, yes, we know. I ain't gonna remind nobody nothing, right? We know, but still, this is where we at. We're trying to rebuild something because our confidence was on the floor. It was in the gutter. So to see the fellas come out and really work as hard as they did today, to perform as well as they did today was a breath of fresh air. It was very encouraging, and we as fans could only be optimistic, right? So let me get some closing thoughts now, fellas, because we'll be back here again on Friday to look at the Melbourne victory we playing Friday end.
What time is that game?
Ooh, I have to check that and see. Yes,
I think, and I hope Nani makes an appearance for that game as well too.
All right.
Yeah, that would be real. That would be real nice.
That's
That would be
nice,
real
though.
nice.
Yeah.
That is 6 o'clock in the morning Friday. Like 6 o'clock. That's Australia. I remember them all the way
Yeah.
up and walking in.
6 in the morning.
Yeah, 6 a.m.
Yeah, I'll be up.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we playing. So Friday is Melbourne and Tuesdays is Crystal Palace. So guys, these things coming thick and fast.
Yeah.
Right. So let me get some closing thoughts now in anticipation for Melbourne victory on Friday.
Listen, Melbourne victory. I already say we won on.
Well, I think nobody.
That nearly tough.
Yeah, in the next few days, I just looking forward to at least we signing one more player. I just saying one, right? Looking forward to seeing that game, seeing more of what we did in the first half, and looking forward to seeing the youths get a chance to show what they can do. Right? Glory, Man United.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Simeon?
I mean, I think I want to see more Malasia. Malasia?
Yeah, Malasa.
Terrell Malenciaga.
Yeah, I like his foot, I like the way he plays, like his speed, his footwork, the way he passes the ball. He has an instinct to pass the ball. I think I want to see more of him since he's our only signing. So I mean, yeah, that's what I want to see. We ain't gonna know much about anything else, so but I want to see more of him. Look good.
Yeah. JP?
Yeah, well, as Lions side open, we could secure somebody else. Just to get a little positive news, and looking forward to see the link up with the front men again and getting some of the youths. Let's see what some of the youths could do.
Yeah. Phil?
Yeah. Today was a good start to the preseason. Looking forward to. I actually want to see James Garner as well too, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of hype around him when he was playing for Nottingham Forest, right? So
yes.
it was a bit. I won't say disappointed, but it was kind of expecting James Garner and even Hannibal to get some minutes today. But hopefully they get some minutes versus Melbourne, right? So I see somebody in the comments saying Melbourne good for 8. Bring it on. Bring it right on.
So
But
they
yeah,
were both injured, right?
Who?
They were both injured, I think, right?
Hannibal and James Garner?
Yeah.
Not that I was aware of. I saw them on the bench today, but I if they're injured, I'll have to look into that, right? So, but nah, man, good start to preseason. 4-love over rivals. The WrestleMania and Soca Monarch coming next, boy. That's all I got to say.
No, and for those that want to say that we play a C team, even when they had their full string team playing against our youths, they still can break us down.
Yeah, they played our B team in the second half, so
exactly, and they still can break us down.
Yeah.
So yeah. So guys, it was nice. Thanks for coming on. Those in the comments, thanks for sharing and thanks for liking, thanks for participating this evening. Phil, JP, Lion, Simeon, thanks for joining. Nico wanted to be here, but he couldn't because he had a prior engagement. All right, but he'll be here on the next one for sure. All right, so guys, it was nice. We enjoy the win. Go back and watch the goals. Lion does always send them out. And you could watch Marcel goal. That was a beautiful goal to take it off the defender, run down how much yards that would have been by run down, keeping the ball close control, then just waiting. Because Alisson is not easy keeper to beat in all year.
Somebody end the stream, man. End the stream, man.
He had to get it in before the show, and he had to get it in.
He was waiting for this moment.
Yeah, I just hope the man just continue all that, but the man I go cry, Anyway, fellas, it was nice. The last comment. I'll do more comments by. Okay. So the last comment coming from Eric Lewis. Eric, thanks for joining, man. He's saying here, glory, Man United, Bangkok champions. Thanks, fellas. Yeah, for sure. We taking that.
Taking that.
Yeah. And when and for Eric Ten Hag first game in Old Trafford when we playing whoever I can't remember who we played. I hope he lift up the trophy and hold it. He and Martial hold the man the match trophy too. Right?
Hey, man. I don't want to
Anyway,
see Marshall name injury report. You better keep
oh
Marshall.
God. Oh God.
You better
Don't
keep that
jinx
man
it,
healthy,
never.
man.
Yeah, for real. Anyway, guys, it was nice. See you all on the next one.
Because
Later.